Hey baddies, it's your girl Sham and I'm back with another video. If you're new here to my channel, welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you can be a baddie too. Obviously, as you can tell by the title, I will be talking about my new snug piercing. So what I'm going to do is give you guys my initial reaction. I did sit down and film the day that I got it done, so I will play that footage and then I'm going to come back, give you guys some clarification because some things weren't clear in my initial video, and then also give you guys my week update. So if that sounds interesting, stay tuned. You got me, you got me, got me twisted. You got me, got me twisted. Hey y'all, so I just wanted to come on here and give you guys my initial feelings about getting my snug pierced. I just got it done today, so I'm gonna zoom you guys in first so you guys can see it. Hopefully it'll focus on my hair, not my face. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like from the front. This is what it looks like from like the side. So I literally just got it done today at Identity. Well, I'm bringing y'all the wrong way. Got it done today at Identity Body Piercing in downtown Chicago. That's where I got my conch done as well. A little bit more. Okay, right there. So I paid a total of, drum roll please, $121.38. The piercing fee was $35. I'm sorry. The bar was $20. Each gem, because there's a gem on the back and there's a gem on the front, those were both $20 a piece. So the jewelry was $60, plus taxes and fees, and then I left a $20 tip. I left a 20% tip, which ended up being $20 because my total was $100. So make sure that you guys always tip your piercer because you are being provided a service. It's always nice to tip. That's how they make their coin. So I tipped her 20%. So I paid $121.38. Okay. Now I have the little information card with all of my stuff on it. So I'm at a 12 gauge. For reference, your earlobes are usually a 20 or an 18 depending on who does them. My double forward helix, both of these are 18. My conch is at a 16. A lot of cartilage piercings are also done at a 16. This is done at a 12. So there's a size in between 16. There's 16, 14, and 12. So this is 2 sizes bigger than this hole, if that helps. The length that is currently in my ear is 7/16, which is long. However, she told me it was going to swell, and she told me that if it got really big and it was really swollen, that was normal, and to expect my ear to be angry at me. So as long as it's not oozing green slime, it'll be fine. But that is the reason why that there's this extra long barbell in my ear, because she told me to expect it to really swell up and to really be like irritated. The ends are threaded. They should be internally threaded because the jewelry, she said the jewelry is neo metal on the card. I feel like it's anatomy metal because, I mean, it's the same thing, but either way, neo metal or anatomy metal, it's usually internally threaded. It's either threadless with the push pin, or it's internally threaded, meaning you screw the end into the bar and not the other way around. Not you screw the ball on the bar, you screw it in the bar. So it's titanium, which is my go-to material to get pierced with, and then the gems are cubic zirconium. And then she told me to wait 6 to 10 weeks to downsize it. She said it might not be ready to downsize in 6 weeks because it still might be pretty swollen, so to just kind of play it by ear. I would give this piercing pain-wise like a 7 out of 10 because it kind of hurt when she was doing it. It was a thick piece of cartilage. I thought my conch was going to be the thickest cartilage piercing that you could get. However, when I want to say Sarah did my conch, when she did my conch, it was like one smooth push through and it was done. With this, I swear, she pushed it through and then she like had to push it again to get it all the way through. Like it wasn't just one push, it was like, you know, at least that's what it felt like to me. I didn't see her do it obviously, but that's what it felt like, is that she pushed it about halfway and then had to push it again to get it all the way out. But it's a pretty thick piece of cartilage that's right here. So and it didn't necessarily hurt because she had to push it twice. It hurt because it was thick. And the girl who pierced me, her name was Noelle. She was really nice. She made sure that I was comfortable. She kept asking if I was okay, you know, checking in on my breathing. So it was nothing that she did that made it hurt. It just hurt because it was a thick piece of skin. Skin cartilage. It was a thick piece of cartilage. And like I said, I was under the assumption that your conch was the thickest piece of cartilage, but I guess each person's anatomy is different, and I'm pretty sure that my snug, this little ridge right here, is thicker than the skin in my conch. And considering the fact that the gauge is bigger, I'm assuming that the cartilage is thicker right there. Oh, and he was also saying too that he needed to do it at that size because if it's at a smaller size, it has a harder time healing, and that it's like less comfortable at smaller sizes. But I'm not a professional piercer. I'm just telling y'all what they told me. Oh, so as y'all can see, let me zoom y'all in a little bit more, just one more time. Oops, my way. As you guys can see, mine is done with a straight barbell, right? Straight barbell. I was assuming I was going to get a curved barbell. I had already started picturing my snug being pierced in my head with a curved barbell. However, I had to get the consultation because I didn't know if I had the anatomy for it. It's just one of those piercings where you have to have particular anatomy to get it done. I didn't know what was going on with my anatomy, so I went and he did a consultation first. And he was like, oh my God, you have the perfect anatomy for it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, cool, thanks. So he told me what gauge he was going to pierce it at, told me how long it was going to take to heal, and I was like, okay, cool. And then he told the lady who was showing me the jewelry that I was going to get a straight barbell. And most people get a snug with the curved barbell. However, he was explaining that most people don't have the anatomy that I do. And so they get a curved barbell to give it a little bit more depth into their ear when they pierce it. But because the ridge of my ear was sitting up so high, he didn't feel the need to do that. I didn't need to get any extra depth because I had the height already on the ridge of my ear. So he said that they would do it with a straight barbell. So yeah, I kind of feel like how do I want to say this? I like the piercing. I like it. I can't wait to downsize the jewelry because then I feel like I'll like it a lot better. The jewelry is long to account for swelling. And usually when you get piercings, the final look that you have in your head about how the piercing is going to look is not what the initial piercing looks like. Like when I got my double forward helix done, it didn't look anything like this. My conch, the goal is to have a hoop in it. It's been 7 months, there's still not a hoop in it. This is the initial jewelry, right? So like there's the initial piercing phase that you have to go through, and then you can, once it's healed, you can start switching out the jewelry and really get the final look that you have in your head. I was just a little thrown off because the look that I had in my head was with the curved barbell. Trying to figure out what my final look is going to be with this piercing, considering the fact that I ended up with a straight barbell and not a curved barbell. Obviously I need to look into my jewelry options and things like that as well. So once I get all of that situated, then like, you know, I'll know what my final look is, you know, once I figure out what my jewelry options are, gem options. I like the gems that are in it now, but I kind of want to like, I wanted prongs like this, right? Like these. And that's not what's on here. And I don't know if that's because I don't know what the hoopla was where I ended up with these on here. They were trying to give me those silver balls and I was like, yeah, no, like I don't want the silver balls. So they gave me these and I don't remember what the hoopla was with that. But anyway. Okay, so just to clarify a few things, because I kept saying he and she and he and she and I wasn't clear. So there was a guy at the shop unfortunately I don't remember his name, he did my initial consultation. So he was the one that made sure I had the anatomy for the piercing. He made the decision that I was going to get pierced at a 12 gauge and with a straight barbell. Once he finished my consultation, we went back out to the lobby. He told the lady that was standing behind the counter showing us the jewelry what kind of jewelry I was getting for the piercing, and so she let me know what my options were. While we were in the lobby, like the main area, he was kind of showing all of the other piercers in the shop my anatomy and like showing them the ridge on my ear, and was just telling them that like I had the perfect anatomy for it, and how really the height on the ridge, this is the one without it, he was explaining that the height on the ridge of my ear was ideal for a snug, and that like because it was so high he didn't need to do a curved barbell and blah blah blah. So once it was time for me to actually get the piercing, I went back into the room, and Noelle was the lady that did it. I'm under the assumption that he allowed her to do my piercing so that she could get some experience piercing somebody with my particular anatomy, because she did my piercing, but he was in the room kind of like watching her. He didn't tell her what to do or anything, but he was just kind of watching and checking. He did allow me to hold his hand. So like I said, my assumption is that, not that she hasn't done a snug piercing before, because she told me it had been a while since she had done one, but my assumption is that she did it so that she could get the experience piercing it with a straight barbell with somebody who had my anatomy. So I did just want to go ahead and clarify that. But I am very happy with the piercing. I still need to figure out what look I'm going for. I'm kind of thinking maybe get like a septum ring and put it in here, but I'm not 100% sure. And actually I have a picture. So I had like an idea look of what I was going for, and I'll go ahead and show it to you guys. I think this was on Google. So like this was the look that I was going for, because she has her double forward helix, her 2 lobes, and then a snug, right? Which is what I have. However, I realized looking at this piercing, she doesn't actually have her snug pierced. She has a faux snug. So what that is you get your conch and then you get your cartilage right on the outside to make it look like it's a snug, but it's not. So that was like the general idea of what I was going for with my snug, but because she doesn't actually have her snug pierced, it kind of changes what I need to do with my piercing, because I actually have my snug, and the jewelry obviously isn't going to sit like hers is, because she has 2 separate piercings. I'll show it to you guys again. So you see how the little blue dots are kind of like sitting in her ear. Mine aren't going to sit like that because I have 1 piercing and not 2 separate ones. So I kind of need to like adjust my expectations. I have notes here, so let me see what else. Oh, so when you're cleaning your jewelry, when you first get a piercing and you're cleaning it, do not move the jewelry. Don't twist it, don't push it back and forth. It will begin to kind of move and loosen up when it's ready. And if it's not ready, that's fine. Clean around it as best as you can, but there's no need to actually wiggle it and move it around yourself. That's just going to kind of agitate it, especially if it's kind of building up a scab and then you twist the jewelry or you push it up and push it down. You're kind of ripping that scab and you don't want to do that. Okay, yeah, so pretty much I'm gonna clean it and show you guys how I clean it. I haven't had any pain with it so far for the most part. Obviously I've hit it a couple of times. The other day when I was at work, I hit it real hard and I was like, ah, like not like a legit scream, but I was definitely like hollering, and it was like a little sore for like an hour or 2. Last night I hit it again, but it wasn't my fault. I was coming up the stairs and a fly flew past this ear. I don't like bugs, and I definitely don't like that little buzzing sound in my ear. So my first response was to try to like swat it, but I ended up punching myself like in the ear. Love that for me. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and clean it because I haven't cleaned it today. It is a little like, I'll zoom you guys in actually. So it is a little agitated. It's a little red. I kind of was doing something with my ear earlier where it was kind of moving, so that's why it's red. I haven't been playing with the jewelry or anything, but I was messing with my ear, so it's a little red. It's a little swollen, but not too bad. And I don't know if there's a scab on the inside or if that's a bump, but I'm gonna see when I clean it. I'm using this Simply Saline by Arm & Hammer from Target. You can get this Target, Walmart, Walgreens, anywhere really. Taking a clean Q-tip, I'm going to squirt and try not to get this in my eye. So what I do is I just kind of squirt the Q-tip to get it wet on both sides. I need to move my mirror. Hopefully you guys can see and I can see at the same time. And I just kind of go around it like this. And then I flip the Q-tip over and I do the bottom side. And I try my best to get behind it and get in front of it. I don't know if this is a scab or a bump on the inside of this. Oh, it was a scab. Okay, I'm not going to show it to you guys because it's kind of gross. But I'm glad it was a scab and not a bump, because we don't want no bumps. I actually haven't really had any problems with this. As far as like sleeping on this side a little bit, I still have to use my travel pillow, and what I do is I turn it so that the opening is facing this way. The opening is here, and then the pillow goes around here, so that when I lean back, at no point in time is my piercing going to risk hitting the pillow. So that's what I do to sleep on it. If I'm going to sleep on this side, I try my best not to apply any additional pressure to the piercing. I'm getting another Q-tip and I'm just going to run around it one more time. So far I haven't had any problems with this. I just feel like as long as you aren't sleeping directly on it, playing with it, twisting it, touching it unnecessarily, it should be fine. You know, like with any type of piercing, you just want to leave it alone. And I know it's like a new thing and you want to play with it and you want to like see what it's doing. Just leave it alone. And when you leave it alone and let it do what it needs to do, it'll heal properly and it'll heal fine. Obviously you want to have clean bedding. Don't sleep with any pets or anything like that. Don't let nobody blow on it or touch it. Just leave it alone, baby it for a couple of months, let it heal properly, and then you can start playing with it and doing whatever you want to do, you know? Because now my conch is about 7 months. I could do whatever I want with it and it's fine. This, you're gonna have to wait, let it do its thing, and it'll be fine. So that is my 1 week update. So far so good. If anything dramatic happens between now and my 1 month update, I will let you guys know. But other than that, that is all I have for you. If you got to the end of this video and you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also click the bell notification so you get notified when I post every Sunday at 5 p.m. Follow me on social media at ShyamTheBaddest. Click that link in my description so you can listen to my music. And other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.